Hello, Geminis, and let's get started on your rest of June reading. Now, I know that normally I bring you two sets of videos a month, but life went and got in the way a little bit. So let's dive right in and let's see what's going on for you. Today, we are going to be looking at where you are at now. We're going to be taking a look at difficult influences. What are you focusing on? Something that's unexpected. Please ignore all of the noise going on around me. Okay, this is interesting. Five of Swords and Two of Cups. Now, I have to be honest with you, Gemini, this is the third time that I've started the video for you. The first time I managed to get a couple of cards pulled for you, and then my camera and my audio stopped working well together. They had a little disagreement. And so I had to restart the video. I had to restart my computer. And the reason that I'm telling all of you this is that the first batch of cards I pulled for you, you got this card. And now you've got this card again. The chances of that happening are infinitesimal. So obviously, the Five of Swords has a very important message for you. The Five of Swords is about walking away from something that is not serving your highest good. Now, you'll notice here it looks as though the bird is whispering in the person's ear, and the person isn't happy about the news that they're getting. This card can sometimes represent or indicate that there are rumors flying around. And the rumors are making you uncomfortable. Now, it may be that you are part of the rumors, or it may be that you're contributing to them, or it may be that rumors are getting back to you and you're questioning the truth that you thought you knew. So just be on the lookout for that. Now, these cards are for where you are at now, what's going on with you now. So, just pay attention. There might be rumors, something that's not quite right going on around you. And the other card that you have in where you are at now is the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is about needing to make a decision that generally involves emotions, generally involves the heart, could involve a decision regarding a coupling or pairing or a partnership. Now, given that you had the Five of Swords come out, I want to say twice, really, because I had started recording the video and then I had to stop because of technical difficulties. And then the Five of Swords came out in the exact same position again when I started re-recording this video for you, is an indication the Five of Swords really, really has this important message about rumors, about what you're hearing, about sussing out the truth in your life. So I want you to really, really pay attention to rumors. Are they rumors? Do you know the truth? Really go deep inside your heart. Now, like I said, the Two of Cups is about going deep inside your heart and making a decision from the place of the heart or from the place of emotions. So if you are feeling like something isn't right in your world, then maybe it's not. If you are feeling like something is right and beautiful and amazing, and yet you're hearing like little whisperings around you, then by all means, ignore those whisperings, right? So this is really saying get in touch with your heart center, get in touch with your emotions, Gemini, and pay attention to what they have to say. The next cards that we're going to pull for you are going to be cards of what you are focusing on for the remainder of the month. What is Gemini focusing on? Where are they putting their attention, their thoughts, their energies for the rest of June? Anything else? Apparently. Anything else? Okay. In the order in which they came out, I'm going to reach all the way over here because it went flying across the room. Yes. This is really, really positive for you, Gemini. All right, the first card that you have coming up is the Guilt card. Now, the Guilt card corresponds to the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a card that I like to call the accountability card. Now, when some people see this card come up, they go, oh my God, take it away. I don't like this card. But this is a card of growth. This is a card of taking responsibility for exactly where we are at in our lives. And when we do that, it empowers us to move forward on into amazing new things, which brings me to the next two cards that you have. The next two cards that you have the aloneness card, which corresponds to the hermit. Oftentimes, when we are doing the work of the Eight of Swords, we move into a place of aloneness or hermiting ourselves so that we can get a clearer picture. And then we move into this card, the source card. This card corresponds to the Ace of Wands, new beginnings, new fire lit in our hearts and our souls, and we're ready to go. Wow. Yeah. All right, Gemini. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the Eight of Swords. Now, the Eight of Swords in the traditional tarot appears as a character who is bound up. They are wrapped up in some loose ropes. They are blindfolded loosely, and they have swords stabbed into the ground surrounding them, making it look like they are trapped. It's making it look like they can't get out of a situation that they have got themselves into. The thing is that when we're walking through life and we're feeling like we're trapped and we're in the process of being blameful, playing the victim, oh my God, I feel so trapped. I can't get out of this situation. Now, what am I going to do? Examples of this would be someone who continuously complains about their boyfriend or continuously complains about their girlfriend or continuously complains about their job, but they do absolutely nothing to empower themselves to get out of that situation. So they stay trapped. That is the message behind this card, is that if you are in a situation that you are complaining about, that you are playing the role of the victim that you are saying that you cannot escape from, take a look at your circumstances, because I know that there's a lot of people right now, Gemini, who are saying, oh my God, I can't leave my job. I have to stay at my really, really crappy job. No, actually, you don't. You can leave. And if you're that unhappy, you probably should leave. Oh, but I have the bills to pay. Oh, I have to pay rent. Oh, how am I going to eat? Okay, well, maybe don't leave your job before you have another job lined up. But if you're in a position where you're complaining about your job because you absolutely hate it, but you're not sending out resumes or putting out applications or even looking for another job, then guess what? You only have yourself to blame for feeling like you're trapped in a job that you can't escape from. Do you see? Do you see? And it's like I said, a lot of people, and I'm sure that there's some of you right now reaching, going, oh my God, turn this girl off. I do not want to hear this stuff. That's fine. But like I said, this card is the card of accountability. And this is one of the cards that a lot of people, when it comes up, they go, oh my God. I have clients who are also tarot readers. And when this card comes up, they say, oh, couldn't you just pull the tower for me? Because I'd rather have the tower than have to face my own accountability and my own responsibility in my life. Ugh, heavy burden, right? So, what's the best way to deal with this, Gemini? Well, the best way to deal with it, obviously, is to take the bull by the horns and begin to take steps to extricate yourself from the situation that is making you feel like you are trapped. Which moves me into the aloneness card. The aloneness card is the card of the hermit. This is the card of withdrawing from society temporarily so that you have an opportunity to really get to know who you are, what makes you tick, what do you want in your life, without all of the outside influences and chatter that we have going on telling us who we should be, what we should be, and what we should be doing. Let's just push all of that shoulding off to the side. Stop shoulding all over ourselves and withdraw. Go within. Spend some time alone and get into that place, that mindset, that mind frame. Who am I and what do I want? These are the things that you are focusing on. This is what you are actually bringing into your life right now because your thoughts create your reality. What is it that you want out of doing this hard work? You want a new beginning, a new start. You want the Ace of Wands. You want to be able to tap into your source, tap into who you are specifically, and then you want a new beginning. Let's move into what might be holding you back from doing this important work. Difficult influences and challenges for Gemini. Difficult influences and challenges for Gemini for June. All right. So, in the order in which the cards came out, these two both came out kind of at the same time. Oh, Gemini. Gemini. You have two knights here. You have the Knight of Cups and you have the Knight of Swords. You also have the Nine of Swords. Knight of Swords and Nine of Swords, both. Um, and then you have that card that I mentioned a few moments ago that when the Eight of Swords has come out, I've actually had other tarot readers say to me, can't you put that back in the deck and pull the Tower instead? And now, Gemini, you've got the Tower coming out. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's get started. You've got the Nine of Swords here. One of the things that is preventing you from doing this hard work is this is the card that I call the catastrophism card. This is the card of lying awake in bed at night, worrying. This is the card of, oh my gosh, if this happens, it's going to be the worst thing that ever happened to me in my entire life. This is worst case scenario. And yet you honestly, at this point, have no idea what the outcome is going to be. You are pontificating, you are projecting, you are making assumptions. Now, you're when we project, we make assumptions. When we assume something, what are we actually doing? When we assume something, we are making an ass out of you and me. Assume. Look at the spelling of the word. It's kind of fun. So, the Nine of Swords is you making assumptions about an outcome without actually knowing 120% that that's what the outcome will be if you take action to change your life. That is keeping you stuck, Gemini. One of the other things that is keeping you stuck are these two knights. Because remember, these cards that I've pulled here are the cards of your difficult influences and challenges. What's preventing you from moving forward? You have these two knights, the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Cups is a guy, it's a masculine energy that kind of comes flitting into our lives. Now, this does not have to do with either male or female. This is masculine energy, a strong energy that comes flitting into our lives, comes riding in on his broomstick, or as is depicted in more traditional tarot, on his great big white horse. And he offers us the moon and the stars and the sun and makes a whole bunch of promises. And then he rides off in his horse and off he goes. And you're going, what just happened? This card can indicate that there is a person, possibly a romantic interest, who is preventing you from achieving your full potential right now, Gemini, because they are a distraction. That's what the Knight of Cups is in these circumstances. This is a distraction. That's preventing you from doing the important work that you're concentrating on really trying to do. you have the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords is an arrogant knight. He comes riding in on his horse. His sword is held high in the air, and he's a bit of an arrogant guy. And he rides in and he promises you certain things, promises you clarity of mind, the ability to move forward, and then off he goes on his horse. And finally, you have the Tower in your difficult influences. What does the Tower represent to us, really? The Tower is a card of change, Gemini. It is a card of, I know I'm supposed to be making some changes, but I'm hesitant to be making those changes. So I think that I'll procrastinate. I don't want to make those changes. Yeah, Eight of Swords and Nine of Swords look familiar in your reading. I think I want to make those changes. Yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. And then the Tower, which represents the universe, comes flying into your life and goes, we have been pointing you in the direction of making change. We're pointing you in the direction of making change. We're pointing you in the direction of making, okay, fine. We'll make the change for you. And we get blindsided. And then we go back into this Eight of Swords going, how did this happen? How did I end up here? You ended up there because you ignored the signs that were in your life asking you to make positive change on your own without the universe stepping in and giving you a little shove in that direction. So, Gemini, this whole reading is indicating that there is something in your life. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that it is a relationship. Now, that may be a relationship with a group of friends. It may be a relationship with a business partner. It may be a relationship with a romantic partner. It may be a relationship with a family member. But either way, everything in this reading is pointing towards there is a relationship in your life right now, Gemini, that is not healthy for you. It is not serving your highest good. It's making you feel like you are trapped. It's making you feel like you can't move forward in your own life. Now, there's any number of reasons that this can happen. For those of you who don't know, I am not only a psychic and a tarot reader, but I am also a certified counselor and a certified hypnotherapist. So I deal with these kinds of situations every single solitary day. Here is my unashamed plug. If you are listening to this and any of it's resonating for you and you want to book a private consultation, I'll leave my contact details down below. But getting back to your reading, there are any number of reasons for us to allow or permit someone else to make us feel trapped. And guess how that is most commonly done? Guilt, right? Oh, I can't believe that you would go off and leave me and choose a school that is out of state. I can't believe that you would do that. I need your help, right? That's an unhealthy relationship dynamic with perhaps a parental authority figure, right? To the extreme, it may be a romantic partner that you know is no more not healthy for you, but every time you try to leave, there's a guilt trip. Oh, if you leave me, I'll never be anything in my life. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Okay. This is also the meaning of this nasty little beast of a card. How do we get out of this? Gemini, this is your path out. Spending time in aloneness, spending time on your own, and really discovering who you are and what you want. What new beginning do you want? And then going forward with that without distractions, all right? Without worry and projections about worst case scenario. That is your way forward. And the cards are indicating that if you don't voluntarily make some changes in your life, the universe is likely to step in and give you a little shove in the direction back onto your path, back to your source, back to your purpose and your reason. Let's take a look at messages that the universe wants you to hear. I have a frog in my throat. Okay. Kindness counts. Absolutely, kindness counts. And with what I am sensing, that this reading is about you setting some new boundaries in a relationship and changing the dynamic, changing the power dynamic, changing the balance that's within a relationship that's really important to you, Gemini. Kindness, of course, counts, but there's a difference between kindness and setting healthy boundaries for ourselves. There's a difference between letting someone walk all over our boundaries and us saying, oh, there's a download coming. Okay, I'll share that. If any of you are dog lovers, this is what I'm being asked to share this story with you or share this little tidbit. If any of you are dog lovers, you will know that the human that dogs most often latch onto in the family is often the disciplinarian. It's often the person in the family that sets clear boundaries for the dog because that way the dog is not getting in trouble. The dog knows what's expected of them. Now, I'm not talking about somebody who beats a dog. No. What I'm talking about is someone who, for example, if the dog pees on the floor when they're still a puppy, the member of the family that goes over and lets the dog know that that's not okay and then takes them outside, waits until the dog goes pee, and then praises the dog for going pee outside instead of going pee inside the house. That dog latches on to that person and respects that person for having showed them what the boundaries are, what the rules are. Okay? The person who doesn't show them the rules and then tries to discipline them but doesn't go on to show them what is appropriate, the dog doesn't respect that person. Okay. Now, I'm not referring to your friends and family as dogs. I'm using that as an example that when you set really firm boundaries for yourself around the people that are around you, that is actually kindness. That is showing them what you expect from them, the boundaries you have set for them. Okay. And in the example that I gave a couple of moments ago, with regards to, for example, maybe a mom that's throwing a guilt trip because you have decided that you're going to go off to a college or university out of state next year, just using this as an example. Okay. That mother in that scenario needs to understand that there is a firm new boundary because you have aged out of, matured enough to be able to individuate from your mom or from anyone that's putting a guilt trip on you, right? You can do that in a very, very kind way, Gemini. Kindness is important, but firm boundaries are a form of kindness. Worry is a wasted emotion. You know what? I love it when this card comes out, when the Nine of Swords has come out in a reading as well, because they have the same meaning. If you're worrying about what you have projected the outcome to be, but you don't actually know that's what the outcome is going to be, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy. Let's take a look at what is unexpected. I'm getting called to two different decks here. Okay. What is unexpected for Gemini for June? Unexpected. Unexpected. Oh, we had two of them jump out. And it looks like there's two more that are going to fall. Let's see. Oh, yep, there they go. All right, so the first two cards out in your unexpected are abundance and patience. And you also have, oh my gosh, the transformation card and the adventure card. The transformation card corresponds to the death card. Now, given that you have the tower in your difficult influences, it's telling me, and you've got the nine of swords and the tower in your difficult influences. This is telling me that you're worried about an outcome that you have no idea about. You're projecting something. In your unexpected, you've got abundance coming in. You've got patience. You're going to have patience. When you begin to set boundaries, you are going to have some patience with other people, but that's okay. But also have patience with regards to abundance. These two cards coming in side by side like this is also an you have to have patience surrounding that. You have, as I mentioned, the transformation card. Transformation card corresponds to the death card. And really, what the death card represents in the tarot is transformation. So this is actually a healthier representation of the death card than the death card itself, because this is indicating you are going into a big transformation. When we learn that we need to set boundaries for ourselves, when we are accountable to ourselves and recognize why we are where we are, and we take steps to get out of a place that's making us uncomfortable, that's when this happens. And this is actually a positive card. And that is going to lead you into adventure. And I'm getting told really strongly to pull your final cards for you, Gemini. Final general overall outcome for Gemini for June. Making sure that they're not flipping off the table. Ah, wow. All right, so the first card that came out for you is the Seven of Winter. Seven of Winter is a card indicating that there may be some deception. You may feel like you're skating on thin ice. Now, it has a similar feel to this Five of Swords. This one is more talking about rumors. This one is more talking about, there's a better choice. You feel like you're skating on thin ice. And that's not surprising given that you've had the Tower, the Death card, the Eight of Swords come out. It's not surprising that you're feeling that way. But, oh my gosh, there was a card from the messages from the universe mixed up with the fairy cards, and one of them came out for you. So I'm going to share that with you as well. You have the Three of Autumn. Three of Autumn corresponds to the Three of Pentacles. Now, this is in the order that they came out in. So therefore, initially, as you head into the end of June, you're feeling like you're skating on thin ice. You're feeling like things aren't quite right. But as you find your passion, and you follow your passion, that's what this card is about. As you find that passion and you follow that passion, things are going to turn around for you because you have thoughts create your reality. When you recognize that your thoughts create your reality, guess what? This card goes out the window. When you recognize and take responsibility for where you are in your life, your thoughts create your reality. All of a sudden, there's a huge change and a shift. Now, here's an interesting card for you. You have the Ace of Spring in your outcome. Ace of Spring corresponds to the Ace of Wands. You had the Ace of Wands here in your focus. This is fascinating to me. Oh my God, mind blown here, Gemini. Why is my mind blown? This is what you were focusing on manifesting. The source, the Ace of Wands, new beginnings, a time to take action. This is what you were focusing on. Then this card was mistakenly mixed up in your final general overall outcome. and popped out, your thoughts create your reality. If this is what you're focusing on, these is your thoughts. And this is the very next card, which corresponds to this card. This card and this card are the exact same meaning. The Ace of Spring is the Ace of Wands. The Source is the Ace of Wands. This is an indication that you are powerful enough to create your own reality. And the very next card that you have, the last card in your reading, Gemini, is the end all, be all, ultimate, major card of you are the manifester of your life. You manifested this. And if you can manifest that, if you can think about the Ace of Wands and starting a beautiful new beginning for yourself at the beginning of June, and you can turn all of that around and have an outcome of finding your passion, remembering that your thoughts create your reality, moving into the Ace of Wands, which is part of getting in touch with your source and your purpose and your passion, and moving into your inner magician. Amazing. Absolutely an amazing reading for you. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe.